Clear skies, but pretty chilly. That's the situation in Green Bay, Coach. Actually had a dusting of an autumn snow last night, but that's gone, and we are set for football at Lambeau Field. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, none other than Cam Newton.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. The 4 touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Joe Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
12 yards there, first down Vikings. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
The competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most time. They took out 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first win of this game.
Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. On 1st and 10, Savage. He's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Savage now. That's complete to John Ross. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. There's Savage on first down. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. 3rd and 2, Savage. Well, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. And I think he's a guy, if they had let him walk, no one was going to be shouting from the top of a mountain, but he's a good guy. He's a good locker room guy, too.
Good locker room and a good player. I mean, he's a valuable starter for them. And if you just want to start over and maybe bring in someone new, the learning curve might be a little bit big, so it's a good job.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Josh Oliver, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Tucker with the extra point. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turning to his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. Here's Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. And our attention shifts to Todd Gurley. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock. But barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. A nice-looking play to start the drive. Down the middle and complete. A look at the numbers for Ross from last week. He was inching up towards 200 yards receiving, couple of touchdowns, and I think you said it best at the end of the game. It was a pleasure to watch his performance, wasn't it?
Absolutely, because you and I both know none of those numbers came by accident. They were a result of him being in perfect sync with his quarterback, and boy, it was beautiful to watch.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Now it's Gurley. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. The first down throw coming. Savage. Oh, that was dangerous. Thrown into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on 2nd down. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey, and he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. Now following the interception, here's Newton. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. To throw is Newton. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. After the interception, here's Savage. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. The throw over the middle taken in, and he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
I don't think you got it, son. Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. On 2nd and 11 now. Savage eluding the pressure right. I guess no need to force him when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puck. Touchdown, Packers! John Ross, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. An out route there for the score, a quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands, knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchdown. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, here's Newton to Mixon on the check down. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
There are a lot of tough routes to try and cover. When you see a runner come out of the backfield and run this angle route, looks like they're going to the flat, and then they put their foot in the ground and cut back sharply inside. Not easily covered, and then when they catch it, good momentum built up by them as well.
And able to pick up the first. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. From the gun to give to Mixon. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
On first down, Newton. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Eckler. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. They pass up the three, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop.
Here we go, here we go. Check.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Savage now to throw. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold.
Let's go.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 43. Gurley. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. Now it's Savage. It's Kelce on the ground. Well, he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Kelce, the intended receiver there, and it's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Back to throw, Savage. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Josh Oliver. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now Newton on first down. Ebron caught left side. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Short little throw to Ebron. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. After the sack on first down, Newton, he gets this in the hands of Mixon. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. They wound up getting nothing out of that second down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. They'll run with Mixon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. An anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Gurley. Unable to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Gurley now out of the gun. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So the second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 45-yard line. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. On the toss, it's Gurley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd and 11 now. Savage. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
You have a vision right now of everything that was discussed in the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now a handoff looking right. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Now inside the red zone, Savage. This is caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Travis Kelce with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
Well, defense are going to have to start doing something different because this guy's absolutely carving them up, especially down here in the red zone. He's been one of the top receiving tight ends here in the first half of the season.
Tucker with the extra point, and it is 28-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Come on, man. We better not.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. B.J. Hill, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
They just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Todd Gurley and the offense, they get set and trot back out there now. You start prorating these rushing numbers and looking ahead, he could be on pace for a 2,000-yard season. I don't want to jinx him, but what a year to this point.
But you just did.
Sorry.
That's okay. No, he can overcome that.
I'm not apologizing to you.
No.
Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. Touchdown, Packers. Todd Gurley with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And now out comes Minnesota. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Newton, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game, because no one can stand up to this week after week.
It's caught inside the 25.
Holding offense.
Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Throwing is Newton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. On 1st and goal, Gurley. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Here's Savage. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Ready. Ready. Oh, yeah. Let's go.
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Again, it's Mixon. And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They'll run here with Mixon. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now, after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. While he gets attended to, we'll step aside. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give him 9, though, on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. John Ross and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
Check pass, check pass.
Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 3rd down, they'll run it with Gurley. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So here we go on 4th. Savage. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule. That if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Newton. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Draw play. It's Eckler. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From just shy of midfield, Newton on the screen. This is Eckler. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
Newton to throw. And that is incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
So here are the Packers now to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Now Gurley. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 1st down gains. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And down right around the 37. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a 1st.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
They run. It's Gurley. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for first. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me.
They snap it to Savage. Got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid fourth down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. They'll try a handoff right with Gurley. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
2 yards on the pick.
I'm here all day.
The 22-yard line.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets.